Well, I came to Helsinki and Tallinn expecting great things. I came with the expectation that I would be able to take home many things that I could put to use straight away when I get back. And I can say honestly that my expectations were exceeded many times over. Some of the highlights are that you can build a platform for anything, for example. So if you think about it from the construction company's perspective, you can build a house, you can develop a neighborhood, or you can develop an entire platform for construction. So in our business, it's so big, we're always looking for things that move a big needle. So we like to think of things in terms of platforms. So I learned that you can make a platform for anything, for example. And another point that I learned is really exciting is that due diligence on a disruptive technology can be so hard to apply. So I've got to go back with that and try to remind all the folks who want me to do due diligence on a new idea how difficult it is. And I also picked up on the fact that from somebody who's in the food business that don't forget when you're developing something new that you actually have to make the food. And so I'm in a business that we come up with innovations and then we have to produce them. So it's very helpful to remember from the beginning the end, that you actually have to make the food. And I also learned where do you set your limits is important. For a big corporation like FedEx, we're constantly thinking about where are our limits, and so if we set our limits too close in, it causes us a little bit of difficulty to figure out how do we innovate around the edge, and we're always running edge strategies, so we have to remember to look at that. Another thing that I picked up on was visualizing things is a tremendous help. So if you can visualize things like what is the temperature, you can walk into a room, look at a map, and just realize that even simple things like the temperature can be understood much more quickly if you just visualize those. Another thing that I picked up on is that AI is on the way, and we don't need to wait until artificial intelligence is all throughout our business. We need to learn right now how do we apply AI and work with it. So we're going to go back and start working on how do we work with AI before it gets here. And one of the most interesting things that I learned was that most of the data in the healthcare business is about people who are already dead. And so we need to be careful not to collect all of the data and then never do anything with it. So think more about data lakes. So you just pour all the raw data in and format it when you're taking it out. So those are just some of the highlights, and it really hit square on. So well done, Disruption Lab. It was a great trip.